All right, check it out. It's a Monday early evening, just after 4 p.m. and we've got a westbound loaded rock train coming. This will be the first rock train of the week. I'm at about milepost 46 right now. We're going to catch it coming around the curve right here. Got Chessie with me today, and she's over there at the Batmobile, right there. I'm just outside of Sardinia. This is where they had that train derailment, oh, I don't know, a year and a half or so ago, something like that. And they rebuilt this entire section of track. These gates were put in, used to just be crossbuck protected. And now we've got crossing gates, we've got a bell, lights, the whole 9 yards. And the new crossing shanty is right there. Got the train coming right now. Let's get this side of the train. After we get this side of the train, we're gonna go on up and get the other side. Eventually. Not sure what I'll do next. Not sure what my next stop will be actually, but here comes the train. Hey, we got 3 loads of railroad ties on here. And here's the rock. Got the barcodes on that last car. You notice that? All right, there's the gates going back up. Looks like everything works pretty good here. So this is all brand new rebuilt track since they had those cars that tipped over at this spot. All right, that was a good one. About milepost 46, right around that area. All right, let's go up and catch them again. We'll give them a couple more times, and don't forget we got the grand finale of the hill in Williamsburg. That's the best one. They're just now approaching Bean Road. Sure is nice out today. There's a Batmobile. I don't know if you can see Chessie. She's right there. There she is. Route 32 is over that way, about a half mile. All right, here we go. Live action continues. Hey, Chessie. Say hi to everyone. That's a good dog there. There's a Batmobile. Oh, I forgot to say it, but wait, there's more. Those is? And this is Sicily Road between Sardinia and Mount Orb. Train's coming from up there. I don't know if that's a good shot or not. Let's get to the other side. There's good old Chessie. Look at that. She's got her spot. Train's coming from this way right here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this side because the way the sun is, just didn't look very good on the other side. Here it comes. Oh, cool, they saw me. Horn salute there. There's 3 loads of railroad ties and those gone. They load those at Peebles, McCoy Lumber. And then here's the rock from Heidelberg at Plum Run. Just east of Peebles, so they load these cars. All right, there you go. Now we're going to go to Mount Orb, get them downtown Mount Orb. There's Chessie right behind my brand new mirror. Yeah, she liked that train. She had a really good view right here. Look at this. That was her view. All right, here we go. Hey, you know what? While I'm sitting here waiting for the train, I was just thinking, I've got people watch my videos of all ages. I had somebody on here about a month ago tell me that they just turned 100 years old. And I've got somebody watching my videos. He's only 8 months old. Grayson. Yeah, thanks for watching my videos, Grayson. Only 8 months old. So I got a very wide range of ages of people watching my videos. And everything is clean on this channel. You'll never hear a cuss word on here. So thanks for watching, everyone. Now we're in downtown Mount Orb. There's the caboose right there. There's Chessie, and the train station's right there. And here comes the train. All right, here we go. Lights are coming on. Check out those old electrical cabinets there on the left. Those things look ancient. See that? Made in USA. All right, here's a different shot. Haven't got this one here in a long time. Crossing High Street right there, US 68. The conductor's down there. He's in a van. That's what they normally do. They normally drive along the train in a van, company van. He'll do a roll-by inspection.
On that roll by there, Tommy. Plan on holding up at Hagerman until I can confirm that those guys are out of the way up there in the yard.
I understand. Good roll by and hold up at Hagerman.
All right, there you go. He just gave a roll-by, told the engineer everything looked good, and told the train to stop before they get to Hagerman's Crossing Road. Apparently they got some people working on the track up there somewhere, so you gotta verify that they're off the track before they get through there. All right, well, we're in downtown Mount Orb, and we're gonna head west a little bit and get the train again. So don't go away. Here we go. Okay, we're in downtown Mount Orb here at the main red light. This is the main light in town. When I first moved here, this was the only light that they had in Mount Orb. They got a few other ones up to the right, and you go north on 68. And I was just thinking, they're probably having to stop because there's another crew switching at Afton. They've got another crew at Afton Yard switching. So they've got to wait until they make sure that they're out of the way before they can proceed on through there. So that's why he's having him hold up at Hageman's. And that was the old city building and police department when I first moved here. It's an old building. But wait, there's more. We are on the west side of Mount Orb right now at Bodman Road. So I went all the way across town. I got a couple miles up here in front of the train, and they should be here at any time. I'm hearing a little rumble. Here we go. Shout out to Chip and Cindy. Hope you guys are doing well. Hear the bell? There we go. Gates are working properly. Looking good. Yeah, those people got lucky. They got to wait for the train. They didn't have to go out of their way like I do. They just happened to come upon the train here. Well, we're going to go up to Williamsburg, get them one more time for the grand finale on the hill. And there's Chessie. Kind of hard to see through that window. Hey, Chessie. There she is. There's Chessie. All right, here we go. Well, we squeezed in part of this one. Extra. Look at that dog. I gotta get her back in my lap before I can go. Anyways, Sicily Road, Mount Orb. Look at that doggy. Okay, I'm in downtown Williamsburg here at the Leaning Towers section of Williamsburg. There's those poles. Old code line right there. Those have been shut off for, I don't know, 20 years or so, something like that. This is milepost 33. All right, they're coming up the hill, notching up and getting a good run up the hill here. This is a heavy one. I'm in 4K for this shot. Went from 1080 to 4K for this one. There's the flashing red inter-train device working. Putting out a signal on 452.9375. The front end of train, it transmits 5 megahertz higher. So if you want to receive that one, just add 5 megahertz to it. And the back of the train is just now approaching Main Street. Main Street, downtown Williamsburg. There's another train in the yard with the little black switcher. The conductor's just asking the engineer where they're at. He told him come up on Toll Gate Road.
Copy that.
Because they've got another crew working in Afton Yard with the little black switch engine, 2414. So they gotta get them out of the way.
Coming up on toll gate, Jimmy.
All right, there you go. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. Check out another video. Every view helps my channel, helps pay for the gas. All right, we'll see you later. See what the live action pets are up to. There's the horse. I just got back from filming the train. I got him something to eat. I gotta get the burrs out of his fur. So just fed the horse after I got the train today on November 3rd, 2025. And there's Loki. There's his ball. See if we can get that ball going. Get some live action going on here with the ball. That's his favorite toy. Hi, Loki. There he goes. Live action, that's best. Had a storm the other night and knocked a bunch of branches down. I gotta pick them up. Can't mow until I get that stuff cleaned up. I think he's getting tired already. He was already starting to play with that before I got home. See, there's some big branches that came down over here. There's always branches coming down the yard somewhere. I can get them all picked up, and the next day or two there'll be more branches. Hey Chessie, what are you doing? Oh, by the way, this tree right here, I planted this. White pine, look how big it is. I planted that tree, I don't know when it was. That one I planted, the white pine on the other side of this maple tree I planted, probably 25 years ago maybe. Somewhere in that area. I don't really remember when I planted. I planted that tree, that one, and there's a huge one back here that I planted also. Let me show you how big this other tree is. It's a pine tree also, and it's kind of a cruddy pine tree. I kind of wish I hadn't planted it. Pine cones are always falling off of it. I have to pick the pine cones up about at least once a week. This one right here, I planted that pine tree right there. I had 26 acres in Adams County that I bought at an auction in the late 90s, or maybe early 90s. Let's say early 90s. Yeah, it was early 90s. It was around 92 maybe? I'm gonna guess around 92. I bought some land at an auction, 26 acres, a little bit over $4,000 back then. It was $260 an acre plus $20 an acre for legal fees, so $280 an acre for 26 acres. This tree was growing right next to the gravel lane that went into my property. It was growing out of the side of the hill. I just had a plastic bag. I pulled this thing out. It was a little sapling. I pulled it out with my hands. Didn't even have a shovel. I stuck it in a bag, plastic bag, with a little bit of water. Brought it home, dug a hole right here and put it in it. Look at how big this tree is. Look how big this thing is. It's huge. There's Chessie, so you can see for reference. I planted that thing as a little tiny sapling. And now it's just a gigantic tree. And it's got these pine cones everywhere. See all those pine cones? They're constantly falling off. Big pine cones. So I always have to get them off the ground because you can trip on them. Here's one. See it? They're big pine cones. They're all over the place once again. It's been about a week since I picked them up. Anyways, thanks for watching my videos, everyone. Here we are at the Jawtooth compound, somewhere in a remote area of Ohio.
Yippee-ki-yay.